Welcome back to Wolf Guitars and Gear. Last week we were talking about the influence that the blues had on rock and roll. This week we're going to be talking about the influence that country had on rock and roll. Stay tuned. So one of the major roots of country music is bluegrass. It was found in the Appalachian Mountains with banjos and guitars and lots of interplay back and forth between the instruments, which is also a common feature that was also found in the blues, as we were talking about how there was just a lot of improvisation and I guess rather informal music background to it. The same would be true of, like I said, bluegrass came from a lot of the European traditions, like particularly the Celtic music. There's an angle of Celtic music and the bluegrass folk music that kind of tied together, and as it developed it became a little bit more polished early on, and so from the early 1900s it became known as country music, and some of the most iconic places associated with that also became associated with rock music. In Memphis, Tennessee, Sun Studios was incredibly famous for recording a lot of country artists such as Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, but it also had recorded people such as Muddy Waters and some of the blues legends that we talked about last week. So you can already see that there's some tie in between that. Also, Elvis Presley was very well known for having recorded there, and all those artists, as well as Chuck Berry, one of the great grandfathers of rock and roll, with Johnny B. Good. These guys all were influenced by country music. In fact, you could say that Johnny Cash was equal parts rock and equal parts country, and Elvis, another term that was coined for that was rockabilly. And now we might think of rockabilly maybe more in terms of, let's say, the Stray Cats or something like that, but back then, Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee Lewis, these guys were known as rockabilly, and that was one of the main influences towards rock and roll, and it's hard to ignore that. And like I said, the characteristics of both that and blues that I think has fed into it so much is the focus that they put on guitars as a central instrument, as opposed to, let's say, the big band and the jazz stuff of the era that was more focused on horns and keyboards. So it's just an interesting way that the different brew that became rock and roll came to be. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and next week we'll be diving into more things as we look at the history of rock and roll a little bit deeper. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button, that you hit the bell so that you get all future episodes delivered right to you. And just want to also let you know about something else really exciting we have coming up. Okay, so I want to show you guys something. Right here in this box, I have something. This right here is the AC Tone. It's a Vox emulation pedal from K-Line Effects, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway where you can win that pedal as soon as we hit 100 subscribers. So make sure that you're sharing these videos, that you're subscribing and encouraging others to subscribe. Now, how do you enter this? You enter this by commenting on all the videos between now and when we hit 100 subscribers. I'll look and make note of everyone that we have that has made comments, and once you've done that, then you'll be entered for the drawing, and then I'll make sure that you have your handle called out in the giveaway, and then you can hit me back with a message, and we'll figure out the shipping details. So just wanted to put that out there. So this week I want you to let me know who your favorite country artist was that influenced rock and roll. I can tell you right now, mine is Johnny Cash. So I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you next time here on Wolf Guitars and Gear.